So here we are, Wheel Women Real Life. We wanted to go live and tell you a little bit about our weekend. So we decided that we were going to take on the town and then grab some lunch as just a group of girls having some fun and then hang out at the mall. But little did we know we were going to run into more problems than we thought we would, right, Angie?
Exactly.
So we decided that we would share a little bit of our experiences. It just helps connect you with the disability community and the challenges that we face. If you do notice, unfortunately, our third, Jessica, is not here tonight. But I did want to include that with a disability comes a lot of other health issues. We have moments where we're in a lot of pain or moments of where we're pretty weak. And so Jessica needed the night to rest. And so we are praying that she continues to build strength and can get her health back up so she can join us for the next one. But it's all about raising awareness for disabilities. And so you have to know all of it. So we wanted to make sure we let you know that as well. So we all got together on Saturday.
Yes.
Okay. Saturday we got together and we decided that we were going to go to lunch. So everybody jumps in my car because mine's the fun party bus and it has plenty of room for wheelchairs, walkers, caregivers, you name it. We loaded the car.
Durable medical equipment.
That's right. Everything you need is in my car. So Sarah and the school bus came to pick everybody up at Angie's house on Saturday. And we decided we were going to go get some lunch, right?
Right.
So we decided to go towards the town center and we visited our first place. So we went and had Mexican lunch. So we decided tacos, enchiladas, and quesadillas were the deal for lunch that day. So we had a great girls trip to lunch. Some of us had some margaritas. Some of us had some nice tacos.
It's good because they weren't driving.
That's right. I did not have the margarita. I was the one driving. Next time I'm not driving.
Exactly. We will find you at DD. It'll be okay.
But Angie had an encounter at the restaurant that I really wanted you guys to hear. So Angie, share a little bit kind of about what happened while we were at the restaurant.
So it was time for me to make a pit stop before we left the restaurant. And so I thought, okay, because I'm in a motorized wheelchair. So I thought it'll be okay. I can manage on my own. So I left Sarah and Jessica and Sarah's caregiver at the table and went along my merry way to find the bathroom. Well, when I got there, the door at the restaurant must have weighed at least 20 pounds, if not more. And if you know anything about ADA law and anything like that, you know that it is hard to push the door and get yourself all situated in there and get through the door on your own if something weighs that much. Then by the time I got out, I was sitting there for a good probably 15, maybe 20 minutes, trying to figure out how to pull the door open, angle myself enough to where before the door automatically closed, because it was an automatic closure. And luckily, Sarah sent her caregiver at the time to check up on me. But if that had not happened, then I would have had to wait till the next person came through the door until I could get through. So that was just kind of one of those things that it didn't necessarily detract from the experience, but at the same time, I would have felt much more comfortable to be able to handle my own, getting through the door and handling that on my own independently.
So that was our first challenge. Mm-hmm. And then we all hopped back in the fun bus and we decided we were going to go shopping. It was really windy that day, like blow you over kind of windy, and it was kind of cold. So we were thinking of all the places we could potentially go that one were indoors and two had some type of wheelchair that you could rent or use because Jessica was getting a little weak from being out. Right.
And for those of you that don't know, Jessica uses a walker most times. And so, but sometimes when she doesn't have, the energy, then she has to use the wheelchair in order to make it a most fun experience.
That's right.
for her
That's
to
right.
get the most out of everything.
So we decided we were going to go to a mall because a mall is indoors and typically they have wheelchairs that you can use. So that way she could get all the way around the mall and didn't have to worry about tiring out, as we were going from store to store. So as advocates, we know we always have to call ahead. So we
Mhm.
called ahead. We tried to get the wheelchair ahead of time and nobody in the mall would answer the phone. So I think I was on the phone for almost 20 minutes trying to get somebody to answer and nobody answered.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
first X, because I gave up. I didn't know what else to do.
Right.
So I said, well, I'll go inside and I'll see if I can find you a wheelchair and then we'll bring it to you so you don't have to walk quite so far. So we get to the door. And if you know anything about glass doors on big shopping malls, is they're kind of strange. They open funny and then they don't open all the way and they're kind of tight, but they normally have a wheelchair door that's a little bit wider. And most of the time has an automatic button, at least for some. So I went to use the wheelchair door. However, there was something standing in my way. Angie, what was standing in the way?
There was a garbage can in her way, as if to say, you are some kind of garbage, and this is what we think about you.
That's right. I feel like garbage cans follow me in my life. Every time I need to use a ramp or a door, it's also the trash entrance or exit. And I'm getting a complex because there's always trash cans involved. I decided I'd take a picture with the trash can because, since it was blocking my door, maybe I should make it known that it was blocking the door. So the question is, why was there not just a sign on the door that said the door was broken? And if the door was broken, why was there no attempt to fix the door? If I was alone, I wouldn't have been able to open the door, right? There would have been no way for me to open the door. Thank goodness I had a caregiver with me so she could open the door for us. But that was problem number one. While everybody went to the bathroom, I was like, all right, I'm going on a mission to find a wheelchair so that we can get this problem solved. So there's literally 2 sales associates in the entire store. I ran around the entire store trying to find them.
Right.
And once I found them, they were like, oh, the wheelchairs are in gift wrap. That's a really strange place for a wheelchair, but I guess we can consider it a present if you want to put it in gift wrap.
Do they wrap it up nicely for you?
I better have a bow on it by the time I got it.
I mean,
so, gift wrap's all the way on the other side of the store from where I found the sales associates. So now I'm running all the way to the other side of the store. Thank goodness I'm not actually running because I would have been out of breath. I just maybe ran a little bit of my battery down, but you know what I mean. So I get to gift wrap and there's one lady back there. And I said to her, ma'am, I need to check out a wheelchair. And she gave me the look of, and the look
you
was,
already have a wheelchair. Why are you asking for a wheelchair?
there is a wheelchair. Why do you need a second wheelchair? And so I politely said, I know I'm in a wheelchair, but I need a second wheelchair for my friend. And she said, well, I need your ID. And I said, okay, well, the person who needs the wheelchair is in the bathroom, so let me go get it. So I ran from gift wrap all the way to the bathroom. I've now circled the store probably 6 times. Went to get the ID, come back to get the wheelchair, and guess what? There's a loophole.
Yeah.
You can have the wheelchair as long as you
stay in the store.
Stay in the store. So we couldn't even go into the mall to go shopping because you have to stay in the store with the chair.
And they're okay. So when you tell somebody that and you say, listen, this is what gets me, okay? They say you need to go to guest services to get the wheelchair, at which point we said we tried to get a hold of guest services, and let's just start the round and round about this conversation right now.
That's right.
And then, okay, let's just point out by this time, the store, the mall itself was going to close at 6 o'clock, right?
That's
what
right.
time were we there? It was like 5.
I think we got there at 4:15, but didn't get to do anything until 5.
Right. Because we were worried about the wheelchair, right? So they're like, well, we'll call, it's 5 o'clock now. They're like, we'll call guest services ourselves. So the ladies, like after she rolled her eyes at us, by the way, she's like, I'm calling right now. We're like, ma'am, forget it. We'll just push. We'll have somebody.
That's right.
So.
We gave up because Jessica's walker also has a seat on it. We just had her turn around and sit down. And then my caregiver had to push her around the mall. But it was the only way that we were going to successfully make it to the stores we wanted to make it to and be able to shop just like everybody else wants to shop. Nobody comes to the mall to just go in one store and then not shop around the rest of the mall.
Yeah.
So why
It,
is a mall wheelchair, why does it belong to a store? And if you're going to take my ID to give me the wheelchair, don't you think I'm going to have to come back for my ID?
yeah,
So
exactly.
I don't know what difference it makes whether you go outside the store or not. So,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
so long story short, we did not get the wheelchair.
No,
We
we
tried
did
really
not.
hard.
And really, really long story short, we will be making sure that we talk to somebody in the guest services of the Avenues Mall just to make them aware of how crazy that
Yeah, at
was.
some
Just
point, if we
because,
can ever get a hold of anybody, maybe nobody
yeah,
lives there. Yeah.
just
So
just to have a conversation and say, by the way, not to put something in somebody's face, but to say you could really make it easier for somebody to have a better experience if you
absolutely.
did these small little things.
Absolutely. And so our day, I think our day was still great. We had a blast. We always have a blast. We always have
Yeah.
a lot of fun. We just are so easy to laugh and shop. And we picked up so many expensive things. And Angie and I were like, oh no, we're not
No,
paying
oh
that for
no,
a t-shirt.
not.
Like,
Oh,
what?
it was Express or something, and I looked at it, and I was. Jessica's like, "Look, it's cute." I'm like, "Yeah, it's really cute," but I just saw the price tag, and I'm like, "Nope." I'm sorry, it's not that cute.
That's
I'll
right.
go to
It's just
Walmart
not.
and find.
Nope. It's not that cute for my purse and my credit card, but I
No,
just think it was a great opportunity for us to share with our community and really have them understand like, look, we really just tried to go out and have a day of fun and we still had to struggle and we still had to advocate. There is no day that goes by where you don't have to open your mouth and advocate.
and and if you're here and you've never been around disability, or this might be the first time you're hearing about any of this, we just wanted to give you some perspective on what exactly that means. And if you end up getting introduced to someone who might have a disability or anything like that, these are some things you can do to be considerate in making sure that your outings are accessible to everyone, so that they are inclusive, because we all know that inclusion is the future, and that's what we're all about, right? So
That's right. So if you ever want to experience a really crazy fun self-advocacy shopping trip with the three of us, please let us know. You can send us a message and we
yeah,
might take you on our next shopping trip just so you can have the experience. I will tell you, I'm used to being stared at, but I don't think I've ever been stared at so hard because three of us had our wheelchairs and our wheels and
right.
people thought the world was turning. They were like, what in the world is going on? I've never seen this many people in wheelchairs at the same time in the same place. Oh my God. It was
And
crazy.
like really enjoying it. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody expects that we are somehow going to be sad all the time, and it's just and I'm like, no. And like make we have fun with ourselves
What did we
too.
learn from our shopping trip? We learned we're going to go again, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to
Mhm.
sit here and be sad and now we're going to hide in our house. Like, heck no. Now we're going to go again. And this time I'm going to go straight to guest services instead of worrying about going through the store that I went through the first time because now I know better,
Right. Right.
And so,
Exactly.
or we're going to bring an extra wheelchair with us. That way we don't have to worry about using anybody's wheelchair. We'll just use one because I have plenty. I have a plethora of wheelchairs to choose from. So
Right.
we will be prepared, but we are not giving up on this. This was a way to get out in the community and see kind of how the community would react. And I
Mhm.
think it was really fun for our first time out. So definitely
Yes,
we're going to do it again.
Also, if anybody knows of anywhere that's really cool that has gone out of their way to be accessible, that's another, or even that you've tried and had a really good experience or whatever, and you want us to go check it out and tell you what we thought about it or whatever, leave something in the comments, or we would love to see your feedback about what's been good or bad, or how have you experienced things, those kind of things.
Amazing idea. I definitely think that would be a lot of fun. I'd love to go explore new places. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys. Well, we just wanted to share our quick debrief. It was probably a little longer than quick, but that's okay. It's always fun to talk about our experiences. So we will catch up again soon.
All right. Bye, guys.